Hey everyone, welcome back to the bench. It is build week 7 and work continues on the JJ Enterprise. I did actually, I got a burr and I started things Saturday and got some things done Saturday and Sunday, and I do share that with you guys. Since the secondary hull is pretty well all wired and ready to go, there's some things I got to finish doing. I'm going to start working on the saucer section, which I also will show, and I'll show you what I've gotten done. I'm just getting itchy, and I really want to get to the point of getting things fixed and ready to paint. It's that point in the model building when, yeah, things look crazy, but I know what's coming, and I get to that point I want to get more done. So, with that, that's the plan this week, but like, I say, no plans as far as first contact, so let's hope I get quite a bit done again. Nothing crazy comes up, but life when you're making other plans, right? With that though, if you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button, click on the little bell, and every time I upload you'll be notified. And for my new subscribers, welcome and thank you for subscribing and watching my journey on these builds. And to all my other subscribers, my friends, thank you again for sticking around with me with all the craziness since my injury and getting things done. So, with that, let's get back to the Enterprise. Well, good day. It is Saturday and I'm getting back to work. Yes, I know it's weird, but some things I did that I didn't put on the end of the video is, you guys knew I got this done, but I went ahead and trimmed it and I've got them all tied up and ready to run down. Also, a couple things I'm going to do. I got to get the wires done wiring, but I've started doing trips like this, and I'll show you that. But one of the things I think I'm going to go ahead and do is, instead of trying to bridge these two, is I'm going to run them down and then put them together after it's out of the ship, because there's a lot of wire, because I got to get these fixed. I got to run this up, the blue and the negative, and then still run the weapons, which is right here. And alright, well, everything is ready. I got up to the upper saucer, and then I got to the lower part that I need to do. Like I said, I'm gonna actually splice these in down after I get the hull put together, but I've gotten everything out of the path of the light, so everything should and will light well. So yeah, and then I've got the pieces running down, like I said. So now the fun part is actually putting the two pieces together. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do it in sections. So the first parts I'm going to do is actually going to be just getting the shuttle bay and everything in, or I'm going to start on the forward part and then work my way back. Alright, there we go. The secondary hull is done. Sorry about the blinding light, but show off that and that. You guys do got some things to take care of, but still got to take the tape off this side. And I'm sorry guys, it's so close. I'll figure something else, but then there's the dish and the underside. So I'm very happy with that. It went together about like I expected. Some work to do, and I'll show you that. Just give me a second. Okay, so here we go. So I was telling you about, I didn't know which way I was going to go, and yes, I had to do it in sections. So I started on this seam, the bottom of it, got it good, secured and tight, and then I worked this way to this, to the tail of, or the stern of the ship, and got that all secured. Now I'm going to have to do a little fixing here, right here. See if I can get that there. I thought I had that really well centered. I measured out, but I guess not, so I got to move it over just a little bit. Then I worked my way up this way on the back of the neck, down the ship, and then came and finished here. I did tape here, here, And then I used a very, very small clamp to secure this part. So that is now done. Now I got to finish fixing doing some tape on the lighting, or hot gluing on the deflector disc section, and get that secured. But looking in there, I'm really happy. Like I said, there's not hardly any shadow to the windows that I could see, and everything is now out and where it needs to be. Alright, so here is the next project, and yes, I know I still got to do window maskings on the secondary hull, but just wanted to show you what I'm getting started with. So the big thing is with the Aztec masks, one of the things I have to think about is how I'm going to take care of the fiber optics on some of these, because the mask is going to cover it, and but I'll get that figured out, no worries there. And then I cannot attach all of this until I get the mask, so I can get a good trim at this point, but that's neither here nor there either. So this might be the more difficult, because I got to run not only the fiber optics for the lighting here and get this lit well, I also have to run the marker lights for the registry decals and the phasers, and not only that, but the navigation strobes. This is going to be a little easier. The bottom of the saucer, I got to run in here, and probably what I'm going to do even here is, yes, I will still put fiber optics in, but I'm going to let it, I'm not going to attach these to an LED. I'm going to let the light right here go through. And then I got to still run, and then I got to do the navigation strobes here. But what I'm probably going to do for this is, normally with the saucer you're going to want to, you know, I build up a wall and get it all really well lit, but because of the sections these windows are, I might just do 3 LEDs or 4 and just have it right there and not do the whole thing. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But I got to figure out which section I want to work on first, and then we'll go from there. Well, welcome guys. It is Monday and the mess of the bench. Got some more done. I actually got this repositioned there. Sorry, got it repositioned. And I'll get this all fixed up and get this marked off so I don't lose it when I putty. What I did is I tried to pull out the long strand, but fiber optics are sometimes they'll do it and sometimes they won't, but I had enough to be able to do that, and I'll show you the planning behind that when it's there. But yes, got the saucer section on, and I'm going to play around with it again, because when I turned on the lighting, it actually did come through pretty well on these pieces. So I'm going to test it, and I've already showed you guys, but I'm going to test this, and if this is doing enough lighting, then I'm going to fill those in, but neither here nor there right now. But so there, get stuff out of the way. And yesterday, like I said, I started work on the lighting, and I've got some ideas that I did. First off, I stripped that in, and I put LED tape and then ran it down, and then I put a 2mm bulb, flat bulb there for the impulse in the backside, and just to make sure everything was lit. And then I also put in my navigation light. Now the thing is, I was thinking about doing fiber optics, but I got to playing with it again, and Ralph and his team at Tenant Controls will give you enough. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the bulb in. I mean, I'm still going to run the fiber optics for the lighting and these onboard stay on lights for registration, all that. But for the strobe lights, I'm going to actually put the bulb in, and I might have to do a little bit of sanding to get it up a little bit better. But when I get it put in and get it up to a position I want, then I'm going to go back and mark it off, do my painting, and then come back, and plan is to put some microcrystal clear on top and good to go. So that the bulb isn't over this, but it's very nice. But that's where I'm at. All right, something I had to do before I really get going crazy on this is I took my Dremel and then I took this very small etching tool or cutting tool, scriber, whatever the heck it is, I don't remember. And then I went through and I didn't go crazy, I just dug a little bit out. The reason I did that is I wanted these to sit a little bit flatter than what they were, so that bulb was in there. And I'm sorry about the light, and when I get these all set in, you'll see what I mean. It just brings it up. It doesn't make it poke out, but it sits a little bit firmer to the hull of the ship right there, and it's going to make it easier to play with and to do the work with. Alright guys, gotten a little more done. I actually had to go in and get the phaser lights ready to go, and the interior lights that I'm running on the bridge. So but what I did is I went ahead and went back and did the tubes to do the light, and then just do the fiber optics in. It's a little easier, and as you can tell, got them down. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I've already got these pretty well hot glued down, so the next thing I'm going to do is go from here to here with foil tape just to help block them off, and same there. And then when we turn it over, let me see, let me turn this off. There you go. Let's see if I can try to get this for you. And that's about, sorry guys, they're only about maybe half an inch out, and that's where I'm going to leave them. But getting there. So the next thing I'm going to do, let me turn this back on, is because I'm running the fiber optics for this and everything else, I need to go ahead and get them ready to go, because all I'm going to do is, like I said, 3 LEDs, and I gotta, you know, just make sure everything's at, so I can, because I plan on doing 1 LED here and running this, and some of these up to this one, and then the same thing on this one, and then this one. Try to make them all do better. Alright, now I've gotten the fiber optics run for all the lights, and I'm stationary lights. I'm trying to keep it where you guys can see it, that's why I got a little closer, but gonna let these things dry, because I've already did do the blackout, especially on this nav, so I'm gonna let that get good and dry. But turn it over so you guys can, I got wires everywhere. So as soon as that gets dry, I mean, I've tried to work with this stuff before, but every time I just keep messing with it and not even planning to hit it, but getting there. So I'm gonna let this get dry. Get you back in there and zoom out. Oh, and when I come back, I'm gonna start laying in the other lights. So with that, guys, not too bad of a day. Got, like I said, I got the phasers in, got everything wired that I need to, and starting laying in the fiber optics. So I will come back and I will chat with you guys when I get some more done. So see you in a bit. Oh, second thing, when you do use a hot glue gun, try to get one with a low temperature setting, and be very careful, guys, when you do the fiber optics. Let me see if I can get it up here a little bit more. I go, especially like this, I go very quick, just get a little bit out and let it cool, because even this glue gun will melt that, and it's been one of those things. The other thing, when you guys, like I said, let me see if I can get, there we go. When you guys start running the fiber optics, always make sure you got a left, because on most kits you're going to be able to keep that up and get all your painting done. And then trim them down, and I will show you that. But like I said, because I have the Aztec dummy masks, I've ordered something that I think is going to help me with this, and I cannot wait to show you guys. But like I said, I wanted to get a lot of this done because I'd like to get everything sealed so I can get the putty work done. But, well, we'll keep seeing how that goes. But, well, good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, and yes, back to the bench. So I did one little thing last night after I ended my video on the top of the saucers. I went ahead and I started doing work while that was drying. Basically, all I've done is put in the strobes, and I've hot glued them in place. Not much glue, but hot glued them into place. And what I'll do when I go to get ready to do these is I'll just go wire because I'm going to start from this side and work my way around down to here. But another really neat thing is, and you probably can't tell, but when this was molded, they actually put little raised partitions in here. Not very big, but little raised partitions. And they're going to work great for putting that LED tape right here. Now, yes, I got this one, and I'll be able to move my light post down, but that's great because, like I said, I just wanted to do 3 LEDs on the tape for this, so this is going to work out great. And then I have this spot, and it'll help shine up light great. So, alright guys, so I decided to go ahead and start with this top of the saucer, and what I decided to do, kind of what I've already explained, but basically, first thing I did was, after I knew these were in, I started bringing them to a point that I could bend them without twisting them any, and then trimmed it off, and then basically got them all to the same size, did the lens effect, and then put it into the tube there. Sorry about the big fingers. Put it into the tube there, hot glued them into place, and then laid this down. So now all I got to do is, one, finish the others, but then all I have to do is, at least for these, get some foil tape down, or actually just paint it all black. I haven't decided yet, but probably foil tape. But I definitely know I need to get this and this one blocked off, paint blocked, sorry. Get these 2 points paint blocked, because when you put the strobe in, when this thing likes to go off, it likes to affect these two too if there's any light bleed into them, and when you hot glue, the light does love to bleed through. So, there's that. So all I got to do is the bow and the port side, and when I get that done, we'll continue on to the next step. Oh, sorry, let me zoom out. Damn camera. So all I got to do, like I said, is the bow and the port side and get that done, get it all set, and then I'll start getting everything, what I've already got down to a point to clean up, and then I got to put in the strobes and then do the fiber optics and the lighting for up here on the bridge, A, B, and deck. So, okay, well, that mess, or the fun of that one, is done. I mean, I still have to tidy everything up, but I've got everything laid down, hooked in, and tested, and I'll share that with you guys. This is going to be my thing for the weekend. Before the weekend, is I want to share it all lit up, but I still need to get this done, and then get in the strobes. Still need to be put in, but I got to get this mess cleaned up, and that's something I would encourage you guys to do is, one, like you do, plan everything, and then once you get parts done, like I've gotten the phasers done, and I've gotten the lights on the spine of the saucer, and then I've gotten the marker lights for the registry done. So now I'm going to get everything tidied up, cleaned up, so when I go to get this done, I'm not messing with all this. So, alright guys, welcome back. And I had done something earlier, and I decided, well, you know what, that wasn't working, so I wasn't even going to put it in the video. But what I decided to do was, like I said, I went with the process I've used before. I didn't put these fiber optics into anything. I want it just direct light off. And the first time I just tried to run the LED light tape around, and it just looked crappy, didn't look well or nothing. So what I did is I made a board. Basically, I put 3 small strips on, got them all wired together, and then I'm going to just lay it like this. Now, I'm not worried about doing any light block. I don't, all the other light blocks on, and but yeah, so I'm going to get this glued down and go from there. And what made me think of it is I'm doing the same thing for the impulse. Is I've already built up this light box that I'm starting, and I'm going to put the 2 red LEDs in, which I've already sanded them and basically frosted the LED, so it helps diffuse the light even better, so you don't get two little pinpoints in. And I'll show you when I get that done. But I looked at this, I was playing with this, and then I saw this, and I go, why don't I do the same thing here? And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom of the saucer. Well, happy Wednesday afternoon, everybody. And yes, I took part of the day off. I needed to take a break. But here we are. We're back. I am back on to the JJ Enterprise. And I went ahead and got these fixed. I'm doing the strobes now. I went ahead and got them glued in. And I told you about this earlier, but if you want to see how I did this, go to my NX01 build. And I do remember, if I did it right, I did show you how to glue these in and what to look for when you do it. But basically, you drill it out, and then you get it fit flat flush, and then basically, like I said, I stood these up. So now what I did is why I did this is because I want to do the plan. Is I'm going to start from here. I'm going to go to each one, and then I'm going to end here. And as you can tell, yes, I got a lot of wire, and I've started stringing it through. So let me pull this back out because it's not right. But when you go to plan this thing, you should look at that, because you're still going to hot glue this wire down and the ends. And like I said before, I did not put anything on these, and watch the foil tape. When you hot glue it down like that, you can just bend it slightly. There you go. And that way I don't have to waste insulation I don't need, because hot glue just does its thing. Same thing. So all I'm doing is running it under the LEDs I've already worked, and like so. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it, but because I'm going to connect it, there's one connection here and one connection on this one. Everything else is going to have 2. So when you think about it, make sure you leave one, because you're going to put it down here, so you can kind of go ahead and do that, and then just start kind of looking where you want to do it and where you want to cut it. So I like that, so I'm going to cut it here and clean that off, pull the tape off, take my nice little handy dandy wire wrap tool. Yes, I know I said handy dandy. And get it in there. And sometimes you might have to actually work that resistor back just a little bit. It's okay. And then you want to make sure you kind of got to have a close up, because when you go to lay this down, you want to make sure you have plenty of room and plenty of slack to do that. So I can hot glue the extra slack down and do that. So there's that one. And then again, as you noticed, I've run the negative, but because I got to put 2 here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to semi pull it tight. I'm going to trim it to a point, and then pull off the plastic, or use my cutter, but my nails are kind of overgrowing because of my garden. And then just take that lead and bring it down. Now, because you know you got to put 2 on here, again, do the same thing. Strip your wire, do the lead. And what I like to do is optimize my space so I don't try to put it right next to the other twist. I just want to get it probably about there and make sure everything's where it needs to be, and then do that, and then I will pull it that way. And again, the same thing with the negative. Just again, pull your plastic off, use your tool, and get it also twisted on. And I love this wire, and yes, once I get done with this, I am actually going to go to the magnetic wire, but I've got it there. So I've got these guys pulled down in the way I want to. My soldering iron is ready to go, and then guys, just like that, it's pretty simple. You just do that, make sure it gets soldered, and same here. So I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. One more thing before I go, guys, and get finished working on this, is when you go to hot glue these guys down, make sure you're putting the glue where you made the connection and down to the end. You don't have to worry about up here so much because you have nothing metal or loose that's going to touch that. So again, like I said, and because I've got, I'm not really worried about this up here because there's nothing coming near it. So all I want to do is come from here to here, let that start to set up, keep my wire in place and my wire, or my resistor, and let that cool down just for a minute, a couple of minutes, because if you don't, it just gets really sticky. But all I'm doing is covering up my connection, making sure it's not anything metal like the full tape or against anything like the negative. And then once it's cooled down to a certain point, I can do this, just press my finger and lift up. And alright, welcome back, guys. And yes, now the strobes are working. It looks really good, and I'm very happy. Just wanted to share that with you guys, let you see that little action to this week, and it's really great feeling when it comes here. Alright, sorry about the blinding light. Just wanted to show you. Yes, there's still that nice conglomeration of wires, but as you can see, what I did, I just I still gotta glue these couple down and this, but as you can see, like I said, I ran from this point to this point to this point to here, and then this will come down the bottom of the saucer. So hey, pretty much all I got left to do is black out or use my tulip slick on the strobes, and the top of the saucer is done. Well, happy Thursday afternoon, a little bit of a late start today, but yes, we're getting on to the lower saucer, and I've already cut out the light box that I'm going to do for this, and started on this, like I said, the light box for the impulse engine. So all I got to do is get the next piece on, get it glued down, and then make the holes and do that. But also with that, I'm starting to work on getting styrene cut out, and I'm doing that because it makes it a heck of a lot easier to put them up. And then just as you can, let me see if I can get my big fan out of the way. As you see, I'm just going to put it right there. I'm going to hot glue down the LED light. I'm going to already have it soldered and wired, and then I'm going to put them on here, and that's it. And that way they're right there, and they're doing that angle. And then, like I said, I still got to do lights for this and this. So that's what I'm going to work on, and yes, get the strobes done. And probably what I'm going to do is get the strobes wired first, and then do everything else, so I can see what kind of room and area I got to work with that. But yeah, getting even closer. So plan is getting this done in the next few hours, hopefully, and hopefully starting to seal stuff up by tomorrow. So we'll see, but I will show you when I get this made up and done how I'm gonna do that, and then I'll show you how I did that, you know, doing the light strip. I've already showed you I'm running the LEDs and a lot of the wiring, so So I'll share that with you when I get that done. So, but I'm gonna get working on this. So I'll see you guys when all right, welcome back, and I am now done. So, bottom of the saucer is lit up, and I have tested it, but I'm gonna leave the lighting up tomorrow as my end of the week. Hey, finally getting more done than just looking at wires. So, again, just like on the top of the saucer, I went ahead and like I showed you, I ran my strobes, and then I built this little light pad to put on top of the 4 posts you see on the bottom of the saucer, and I ran 3 LED strips. I have 3 here, 6 here, and then 3 here, just to make sure it's well lit and to catch all that. Then I I went and I cut styrene like I was showing you guys, and then I just went through and put all these guys down. Now, yes, there is a lot of hot glue webs to clean up, but and I will get there. And then also on this, the impulse, what I did is I filled this up with a little bit of cotton, and what I mean by the cotton is just like this cotton swabs. I ripped it up enough, and I just put a little filler in there so it takes away those hot points, and it looks great. And the great thing about what Tenant Controls did, they pulse. It's like they're breathing, so that's great. But I will share that with you guys tomorrow. So now I'm going to get my black tulip and make sure get these strobes bounced or blocked off, and then when we come back tomorrow, I will get the cobwebs cleaned up a little better and start looking at getting this mated. This is actually, for the most part, other than putting the nacelles in place after I paint them, the only last piece that's got to get glued on would be this when I get every the pieces together. But the last big piece is this, and I do have a great idea that I'm going to share with you guys on something I got in the mail today, and I'm going to share that with you too tomorrow. So let me get the light block on, and then I'm going to call it a night. And good morning. It is Friday, and yes, hopefully this saucer section is going to get put together today, and then that way I can show you all the awesome lighting I did. But one of the things I want to talk about, I know I haven't really ever talked about it much, but one of the things you want to look at, you can see I use the tulip slick. Another thing, because they're on resistors, I can just directly power them up. I want to make sure all the light leaks are good to go, and as I thought, a lot of them aren't. So honestly, the best way is to use your T.B.I black, and then just do like I'm doing and help finish off doing the blocking. It might take a couple of times, but there. So, and that's what I do. I look, especially the strobes, because if you don't have them blocked real well, when they flash, they're going to bleed into your lighting, and you don't want that, because if they starts flickering on the windows, you're going to go, what the heck? So again, I just go back through and I just add some more paint, or I use my T.B.I black, and like I said, it might take a couple of coats just to get those little light leaks done, but no worries. And as you can tell, I'm making sure I go around the edges, because even if you don't think that's gonna do anything, you'd be surprised. So that's how I take care of strobe light leaks before I get everything put together. I test everything to make sure it's where it needs to be. So with that, I'm gonna get these. Alright, well, it's that time. I'm just doing some double checking, but as you can tell with all the clamps, yes, I'm getting ready to secure the saucer. But on another fun note, I did get secondary hull now done. So now all I got to do is start working on the seam lines and all that, but it's ready to go. So there is that. So guys, let me get this put together and I'll show you the ring of clamps. Alright, there it is, guys, the ring of clamps. And yes, this was one key point I wanted to get through, at least try to get finished so far this week. So with that, guys, I'm going to let this sit up for a couple hours, and when we come back, we'll see what's next. So see you in a bit. Alright, everyone. Here is my Friday. Heck, I actually got something done this week and not just wiring, gluing, or sanding. That is with the strobes on the saucer. That is the bottom of it right now. I wanted to show you that, guys, and you get a good picture of what's going on around. And then, yes, definitely the secondary hull, I got a lot of wires out because I'm still at that point. I've gotten them put pretty well where I want, but it's going to get there. So hold on a second. All right, got it turned over, and there is the back of the secondary hull, and there's the top of the saucer, not saucers, saucer. And there's the impulse. Let me zoom in a little bit, and you can see how they pulse. I love that. But this is where I'm going to close it for this week, and I want to wish you all a very happy and safe weekend, and a happy and awesome next week. And I'll see you guys next week on the bench. Bye now.